is Divya Palat, who everybody knows. Divya is a content creator. At heart, she's just a creator. The format doesn't make a difference. It could be the stage, it could be digital, it could be film. She's done it all, and she's going to tell us something in her own inimitable style. Please put your hands together for Divya Palat.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Divya, and like Roshan said, I'm a content creator, platform agnostic. I primarily do theatre, but now I do digital and I do a lot of television as well. So when Roshan called me up with a very simple brief, which was to talk about a challenge that I'd faced and how I overcame it, I thought, hey, that's easy. I mean, I have a challenge and I'm overcoming it every single day. Then the problem started. Because then he said, let me send you videos about what and how I want you to discuss it. And so he sent me a few. And the darn videos were all so funny. And I loved that. But here's the problem. The challenge that I face is a bit confusing. I have multiple sclerosis and I have an active brain tumor. So it's difficult to make that really funny. And I was in a bit of a bind. But then I realized, to live every day with these two very terrifying illnesses, well, it requires a heck of a sense of humor. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to come here and I'm going to talk to you and I'm going to tell you how I lead my life, and hopefully you'll think it's funny, because I do. So my first attack of multiple sclerosis was very hard. A lot of people know about this because I spoke to the media about this, primarily because I was misdiagnosed 5 times. By the time I was finally diagnosed, I had lost my left side completely. I was left side paralyzed. Now, whereas most of you would talk about the actual problem, like, oh my God, your left leg didn't move or your left hand didn't move, for me it was a little bit closer home. I lost my smile. Now, most of you will think this is rather stupid and probably very vain, and you'll say she's a woman, but you have to understand, my first attack was about 11 years ago. At that time, I was still an active part of the Indian film industry, and I was doing films. And my mum, she'd come to the sets every day. She's here right now. But she'd come to the sets every day and carefully watch the monitor and point out all my many flaws. One of which was my smile. I had what you would call a very Tera smile. So I smiled like this. One lip up. It was kind of a snort. But that was my smile. So after Mum poked and poked and poked and poked, finally that January, I had finally got my smile right. I could smile with both sides. It was easy. Now you can imagine my dismay. Yes, thank you. Now you can imagine my dismay when in May I fall sick with this horrible disease, and losing my left side is one thing, but losing the smile which I worked so hard on was just completely destroying my confidence. So then again I was smiling like this. Except now the left lip was drooping as well, so it was really difficult. So as much as the doctors were now working on my left hand and my left leg and putting me through physiotherapy, I went to the bathroom every day and practiced how to smile again with a ruler in hand and measured it to the last millimeter. I got my smile back. Now, how do I know this? Because a couple of years later, a newspaper wrote a very snippy piece about me. You know, my husband, Aditya, the one with the camera right in front, he was my boyfriend before my MS and all of this. He's been with me forever. He's a stalker. But what we did is we used to go to parties and everybody makes fun of this, and I don't care. I hold him in one way, I put my chin down, I have a big chin, and I smile properly, 32 teeth. So they had a picture of me before my illness, so when I was in films, and a picture of me a couple of years later after marriage, so after my illness, and they made a comment, same pose, same smile, same person. My mom, obviously, she's stressed out of anything. So she called up immediately, Divya, are you okay? I'm sorry about the article. I was not sorry. They didn't even know that I lost my smile, so they didn't make out the difference. I was really overjoyed. So I got my smile back. The other thing this attack affected was me and my speech. I am a theatre artist at heart, and I was slurring. Slurring so much that I didn't understand what she was saying, so I'd repeat it, and then I'd answer 4 times over, which was very embarrassing. it was extremely difficult, and slurring was a huge problem. In fact, so much so that my husband swears that he proposed in the hospital, and he says that I said yes, 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 yes 4 times. But I didn't believe it, so I made him propose again a couple of months later before I actually said yes properly once. So anyway, now this is a problem. So I'm not sure how to deal with this. And the second MRI is even worse than the first, but I've already booked my first gig. What is my first gig? To go back to theatre and teach people how to talk. And by teaching people how to talk, I learned how to talk again. And now today, people tell me I talk a mile a minute. Roshan, when I'm speaking to him about the speech, said, oh, it could be a bit slower. And in my heart, I very unconvincingly say, of course, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't be going so fast, you know. But actually, my heart and my brain are doing a high five because they're saying we speak so fast and we speak correctly. And now, I had a voice that could give Ella Fitzgerald a complex. I was baser than bass. I could be a man on the phone and I used to enjoy it. I break pranks on everybody. Now, with all this lip measuring and mouth working and all of that, the one thing that the MS brought was I got a girl's voice at the end of it. At least as much of a girl's voice that I can get. So that's a good thing. My second attack was actually a little bit more scary for me because I lost sight. I lost sight a couple of years ago, and then we discovered the brain tumor as well, so it was very petrifying. And obviously, when it rains, it pours. So that particular weekend, we had a very known actor from stage and film, and he was in a play that I was doing, and he threw a tantrum. Now, I'm a no tantrums person. It's very simple. I don't like it. So I said no, and I said, you know what? I don't need you in the play. This is very good because I'm so stubborn and I say all that, but then I realized that somebody has to be in the play. So now I had 24 hours to learn the part and get on stage. I did it. I'm a good actor. So I did it and I came here. In fact, the play was at the Salsa room, which is just the room next to it, at the Taj Lands End. Now, this is the problem. The stage was like this, except a heck of a lot higher. And I can't see. So Aditya and me worked it out. It's 15 steps exactly to the edge of the stage. So I knew my table is here, 15 steps, that's it. Now this is a legal drama. So he's playing the prosecution, I'm playing the defense. The defense must win because I must win. I like winning. So this is been established. Now I'm sitting there during a play. I forget who I am, I'm just playing a part, I want to win. I don't care, he's a husband, big freaking deal. Win the play, win the part, get the applause, get a standing ovation. That's my job. So I decided as a defense attorney I was going to be harsh and firm. And I was. Except not only do I talk a lot faster, I also walk a lot faster. So now this was a problem because I walked really fast and it was not 15 steps anymore, it was only 10. And so there were gasps which were audible from the group that I could not see in front of me. And first I thought it was because of my stunning performance, till the person sitting next to me said, we are thinking you're going to fall every single time, so please don't go forward anymore. So now I have to do everything parallelly. The other problem in this play is it was an auditorium like yours, I mean, you're just here, and they were all round table seating, and so most of the cast was sitting amongst the audience because it was a murder mystery and I wanted to have the element of surprise where the cast would get up and come onto stage. So there was this particular detective. I had to deride a lot because he was a prosecution witness, so I didn't really care. So I said, he's a cheater, he's a liar, he's a thief, you should not believe him, and it was going perfectly. Perfectly, and I was sure I was going to win. Till at interval he said, Divya, it's wonderful how you're speaking and you're pointing so perfectly, except I'm sitting all the way out there, and every time you point, I have to run across and stand in that position because I never know where you're going to point. So MS has been a challenge, but there are 2 ways to look at it. When I had both MS and the brain tumor, there were 2 ways. You could either roll over, go to sleep and never get up, or you can get back and get living. And I chose to be positive and get living every day because this is such a glorious world and I'm so proud to be a part of it. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Divya is here.